CSKA винаги е респектирал с името.
CSKA has always been respected with its name, with the performance of its athletes, and because CSKA is actually one big academy.
Горда съм, че
I'm proud of being a member and part of CSKA.
CSKA за мен е...
CSKA for me is my family and my love. All of my achievements in the big sport are from CSKA.
Червеното е...
Red is the color of belief.
Rhythmic gymnastics is one of the sports in which CSKA has initiated the largest Bulgarian achievements and has produced some of the most widely famous athletes which are known worldwide.
Победите и медалите, защото в спорта...
The victories and the medals, because this is the most important part of the sport. This is what the contestants prepare for. This is why kids visit the sport clubs. They start practicing sports because they want to be champions.
The beginning of rhythmic gymnastics of the Reds is connected with the name of legendary Julieta Shishmanova. She starts her career in sports gymnastics during her school years. In the 50s, Shishmanova heads towards the gymnastics career and she initiates the Bulgaria Academy in the sport. Her largest contribution is during her time as a coach. Some of her students are the legends in gymnastics: Maria Gigova, Neshka Robova, Mariana Stefanova, and Krasmila Filipova. For the major contribution towards the development of rhythmic gymnastics, Julieta Shishmanova was awarded with many awards from the Bulgarian state. One of her students, Maria Gigova, is the gymnast which has the first worldwide accomplishment in CSKA in Bulgaria for the sport. The first accomplishment came in the World Championship in the Czech Republic in 1965.
Едни от най-хубавите ми първи мигове, това беше участието ми в световно...
One of the best moments during my participation in the World Championship was in Prague in 1965, where I made it to the first place in the disciplines composition with a ball and sixth in the 12 exercise competition. For a debuting gymnast, this was a great success and I was very happy.
2 years later, in Copenhagen comes the first golden medal in a World Championship, which is won in the discipline with hoop.
Младостта, която си отиде и беше тук в CSKA.
I spent my youth here in CSKA. Actually, my whole career was here in CSKA. These are above 20 years in sport, in which 10 were at the peak level, 5-time participation in World Championships.
In 1969, Gigova won her first world title in the 12th exercise competition. Additionally, she got golden medals in the disciplines without a device, with the hoop, with the rope, and a silver medal with the ball.
Аз бях, може би, една много дисциплинирана спортистка.
I was a very disciplined gymnast. In sports, you can't achieve anything without discipline, without good organization and without responsibility. Sport in general, not only in CSKA, gives a lot to the people that practice it.
Тяло дава много на хората, които се занимават.
The triumph of Maria Gigova continues in the World Championship in Havana, where in 1971 she again wins the world title in the 12th exercise competition, together with the golden medal in the discipline with bats and a silver medal in the discipline with ribbons.
Аз попаднах тук в един отбор, който години...
Here I was in a team that won Republican championships, and this couldn't make us prouder. We were the best in Bulgaria.
Her third World Championship title she wins in Rotterdam in 1974, where she wins golden medals in the disciplines 12 exercise the competition with the bat, with the hoop, and a silver medal in the discipline with hoops.
Разбира се, че с емблемата на CSKA...
I always wore the emblem of CSKA and the tricot with the Bulgarian flag during all these years.
Maria Gigova remains a gymnast even after her fruitful and glorious career. For many years, she remained in the leading position of the Bulgaria and World Federation of Gymnastics, where she also gives a serious contribution for the development of the sport.
При мен първото голямо отличие беше на първи разряд, когато станах шампионка, заедно с моята...
The initial spark was when I got my first big award, when I became the champion. It was together with my coach Miglena Mikhailova, who was a coach in CSKA. She contributed a lot towards my development, both as a gymnast and as a person, because she herself was an incredible individual. She prepared me as a candidate for the groups of professionals. From there, I again returned with Julieta. After that, Julieta came and took the coaching position of the national team.
The other student of Julieta Shishmanova in the Reds Rhythmic Gymnastics was Rumiana Stefanova, who together with Maria Gigova makes the Bulgarian Academy famous worldwide. Stefanova participates in 4 World Championships, 2 of which she wins 2 golden medals with ensemble routines from the championships in Varna and Havana, and a silver medal from the Copenhagen. She is also a winner in many Republican and international competitions. She died in an airplane crash together with Julieta Shishmanova and the women from the national team on the 16th of March 1978 on their way to the competition in Poland.
Всички сте чували за тази самолетна катастрофа.
All of you have heard about this catastrophe in 1978 when we lost to Julieta Shishmanova, Rumiana Stefanova, Valentina Kirillova, Snezhana Mikhailova, which was a judge, and all of them were part of CSKA.
И Севделина Попова, която беше съдия. И всъщност те всички бяха от CSKA.
The first Olympic medal for Bulgarian rhythmic gymnastics is also conquered by a competitor from CSKA. This is Adriana Dunovska, who wins a silver medal in Seoul.
CSKA има много силна школа като цяло, много големи.
CSKA has a very strong academy as a whole. Many big names like Maria Gigova, Camelia Dunovska, Adriana Dunovska, who is the only individual Olympic medalist. With such names, such history, there is no way they are not all stars.
Няма как те да не са... Те са звездни имена.
The career of Dunovska, which trained under the guidance of Borislava Kuchukova and Svetla Kolchevska, had many peaks moments, such as golden medal in the discipline with ball during the championship in 1986, gold in the discipline with ribbon, and a silver in the 12th exercise competition during the World Championship in Varna in 1987, a European title in the 12th exercise competition in Helsinki in 1988, and a European Cup in 1989 in Hanover.
Твърде малки попаднахме в...
We were very little when we came to CSKA, but we had one thing. I would like to say that we had a magnificent generation of the very best, most talented coaches, although none of them are among the living. Especially my personal coach, Svetla Kolchevska, but together with her worked Irina Ilieva, Zheni Stoeva, Nadia Batova. All of them were spectacular coaches at CSKA.
Зени Стоева, Надя Батова, всички тези са едни изключителни треньори на CSKA.
Adriana Dunovska wins the bronze medal in the 12th exercise competition in the World Championship in 1989 in Sarajevo. Her twin sister Camelia also leads a serious trace in the history of rhythmic gymnastics as a part of the ensemble of the national team.
В този ансамбъл, в който аз участвах,
In this ensemble, in which I participated, 5 from the 6 girls were part of CSKA. You can see for yourself what part of the contribution belonged to CSKA, to the national sport, to the national contribution.
Camelia Dunovska won golden medals in the European Championship in Helsinki in 1988 and from the World Championship in Varna in 1987.
беше действително много вълнуващо, много приятно усещане. Не осъзнах тогава.
It was really exciting and a very nice emotion. I couldn't immediately understand what we had accomplished and what magnificent success we had made because we were very tired from training. We had so much practice that we couldn't comprehend what was happening to us after the competition. After that, we had a resting camp in Varna and everyone that we met congratulated us. Then it became overwhelmingly nice.
И във Варна и всеки, който ни срещнеше, така ни поздравяваше и това беше изключително приятно.
After the end of her career, Camelia Dunovska became a coach in rhythmic gymnastics and for a short time of period became a coach of the national ensemble.
ЦСКА беше едно огромно дружество, с огромен...
CSKA was a colossal community with big potential and with many capable contestants and coaches. If I had the chance to decide in what way I would have lived my life, I would choose to have the same life as the one I have now. I would not change anything that I had done and lived through.
The person who keeps the spark in CSKA and is in control is Evgenia Stoeva. She is the vice chairman of the Rhythmic Gymnastics Club. She had devoted her life to this.
Имах кариера като състезател почти 10 годишна.
I had the career of a contestant for almost 10 years. As a contestant, I went through all age groups and I also took part in the national team. I was in the first ensemble of Neshka Robeva. After that, I became a coach. Now I am the vice chairman of the club and I continued the tradition, so to say, with the team that participates in the club.
Продължавам традициите, така да се каже, с екипа, който в момента е в клуба.
In the new era of rhythmic gymnastics in CSKA, Biljana Prodanova is the most famous and recognizable name.
Аз съм балканска шампионка. Най-голямото ми постижение е, че
I
съм
am a
втора.
Balkan champion. My biggest accomplishment is that I was second in the European Championship, and I got silver and bronze medals as a team. And I also was a Republican champion for a few years. I have 2 medals from the World Cup, and I also visited the Grand Prix.
The path of Biljana Prodanova is covered with tears because of the injuries that she got, but there are also tears of joy, which you'll never forget.
My happiest years possibly on the European Championship in Moscow in 2006 when I became second and when I got 2 silver medals from the World Cup.
Biljana Prodanova starts practicing rhythmic gymnastics late, but with much effort and hard work, she reaches the top and this is not left unattended.
Имала съм предложения и да се състезавам за други клубове.
I had many offers to participate and compete for other clubs, but I didn't even consider their offers. I even had an offer to change my coach. Simply put it, I will always compete and be part of this club, and there wasn't even the slightest chance of me being part of someone else's
Да
team.
избера друга страна или друг отбор.
Independently from all the other victories in the past and in the present, the club for rhythmic gymnastics continues to have harsh times, which are shared in all of the Reds teams.
В последните години успяхме да
In the last couple of years, we managed to preserve ourselves as a club, even though we had hard times, even though we didn't have the proper base, even though we have to pay for these conditions and consumables. We are possibly one of the few teams in Bulgaria who do this.
Сумативи сме, може би, един от малкото клубове в България, който го прави.
Those who wish to practice this gracious sport in CSKA are too many. Not one kid was rejected, and because of this for the last 10 years, we have a second club, Dunovska CSKA, so everyone can participate in the Republican Championships.
Децата, които се занимават в нашия
The
клуб,
kids that practice in our club and the coaches who work they love the club. And because of this, I believe that we will continue to exist and the emblem of the club will give us strength.
има и тази емблема ще ни дава сили.